कह दे जरा 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 क्या तेरे दिल में है. So, welcome to my studio. You've been here many times, and this is Gwen. Gwen's from Mumbai. These are one of my favourite singing couple.
Yes.
And so there's Paresh and Rekha. And actually, they've both got a Bombay connection.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is the Mumbai connection?
Yours was before mine, so you start.
Mine, yeah. In 2005, the big singing competition Saregama, they came to audition in the UK, and I was a cocky young in my 20s. Thought, yeah, let me go there and show everyone what it's all about. And won. I went very, very laid back and won the UK audition. And they said you need to fly to Mumbai in 2 weeks. But I just landed a job in the city. I was like, I can't do that. And then my boss convinced me. He said, you must go. You should go. Don't worry about it here. I'll deal with everything. So I went over there, and all I wanted is one televised show. I thought, just get me on television once.
Really?
But I kept getting through round after round, and then made the grand finals. And soon, before I knew it, I was a big deal in India, and I couldn't, I wasn't like a normal citizen. People recognised me in the streets, and it was amazing. But that all happened without me knowing, because we were kind of stuck in this house. But I got to love Bombay, and I'd move there jiffy if I could.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it.
And Rekha, what is your Mumbai connection? Bombay connection?
I did Indian Idol when it was the first time it came to the UK. And with his sister, we both won the UK Indian Idol. And then I decided to stay on a bit later, and I learned under Suresh Vadkarji in his academy in Juhu. So I spent about 8 months there.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's our Bombay connection. We both spent a good amount of time in a beautiful city.
It's the title for the next musical.
What's that?
Bombay Connection.
Oh, yeah.
It has to have a word Bombay in it.
So you trained classically under Sureshji?
Yeah, so semi-classical and a bit of classical, yeah. But it wasn't actually under him, it was under his lovely wife, Padmaji.
Oh, yeah, okay. But it's at his academy?
At his academy, and I spent about 8 months there.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And so did you train classically?
I actually auditioned for Saregama 2 years before I got through, and I didn't get through. And Pandit Dinesh was the judge, and he called me after and said, look, you're really good, but you should take training.
Wow.
And I did.
Wow. Okay.
And I took 2 years of training, and then I auditioned again, and I got through.
And
So
where
it
did you
wasn't-
do the training?
That was under my Ustad Mehboob Nadeem.
Oh,
here in
the
UK.
sitar player?
The sitar player.
Oh, I didn't know that. Amazing.
Yeah,
Wow, I know
for 2
Mehboob,
years, yeah. He took
But
me
now
to a
we
level.
have a Guruji who we do classical training with, Tausif Akhtar, as you know who
Yes,
he is.
I think you know Tosif Akhtar
Yes,
as well.
I know,
He's from
yes,
Bombay
I know.
originally.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
another Bombay
Yeah.
connection we
Wow.
have.
Yeah.
So
He's
moved.
amazing.
He's amazing. He's
He's
moved to
amazing.
London now. He lives in Harrow,
Yeah.
which is near us. So we go to him once a month
Yeah,
or
it's
so
down the road.
for classical training. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And Kuljit, when you composed Pyar Hua,
Yes.
did you have them in mind, or you always knew they're great, like as a couple?
Yeah.
But singing-wise, how did you choose the singers?
I mean,
for
the
Pyar Hua?
thing is, I have my favourite singers, and I can't tell you who they are because everyone else will get upset, obviously. But I've got my favourite singers, and see,
Yes.
everyone's got their singing style. And some people are more introvert singers. Some people, they can sing in character. Some singers, when they sing a song, they don't have a fantasy image in their head. They're just singing like they're like that. So there's many different, and they're all good, right? And so with Paresh and Rekha, they can do all of those things.
Oh, really?
And so
Wow.
when I wrote, in fact, we've recorded quite a few songs, solo songs of each.
Rama or Rama.
Yeah.
Rama O Rama, there's
Yeah.
Pyar Hua. I think you've got some single songs.
Dur Dur.
Dur
Wow.
Dur, yeah. So when I wrote the song for Rekha and Paresh
That's
together
amazing.
and independently, I wrote it according to their voice.
Incredible.
And so,
Very
yeah.
honoured.
So and I'm really, I love the way it's turned up, and of course when they turned up and sang, they made my dream even better than it was to start off with. You know what I mean? Because they're incredible singers.
That was a really fun song, actually.
Yeah.
Like you did have, there was a lot of character in the song, and I remember we discussed, what does this mean? How does this? What are we trying to say here?
Yeah,
And we were here in the studio in this very room.
yeah,
It had the 2 mics, and then we were just playing those characters out.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
That was really, really fun.
yeah.
You know, you put, like you said, some people can put themselves in that perspective that I am the actress here, and I've always thought I was a Bollywood actress anyway.
Yeah.
So it's quite easy for me to do that.
You could easily be a Bollywood actress, yes.
And singing with Paresh on these songs, we both enacted that, you know. I think that's the magic of Kuljit's compositions, is that you can put yourself in that character and you can say, this love story is my love story, and I'm going to sing it that way. And I mean, I hope we did justice to it, but that's how we felt when we were singing.
Kuljit, there's also a jazz element.
Yeah, there is. That, actually, it's interesting you're talking about the music as well, because we haven't spoken about the arrangements until now.
Yes.
But because I don't know if you know, Glenn, but like Bollywood, the word Bollywood hasn't been around forever.
Okay.
So do you know? Cause, you're in Mumbai, but I don't know if you know when did that? Because now we look back at all songs until
there's the filmy side of it, and there's Bollywood. I'm always confused.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, see, I think Bollywood, the word came out in the 1970s. I think there was a reporter who just made up this word in a magazine. Then it caught on. So, but before that time, there were no Bollywood songs. But now we look back and we call them all Bollywood.
Yeah.
So I, in terms of the music arrangements, I was inspired by my favourite Bollywood era, and that probably tends to sit more in the filmy category rather than the Bollywood category. But nowadays, Bollywood music is, to be honest, is not my favourite sort of music, because it's just factory, it's churned out like a factory sort of thing. I don't know if you agree or not. Or, I mean, you don't have to agree.
I mean, I think you're right in terms of before the Bollywood term was coined, the classics that came out and are still so relevant today, and we still can't get the memories out of my head. That's why I was saying to Baliji from before, because he plays on his radio show the most incredible old songs that still are so alive. So I agree with you that, you know, what they used to be is not what they are now.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of old people do say. Not that you're old, but you know, people do talk about the good old days. But I really believe that they were good old days, and even from a musical point of view, I don't know what you think, Paresh, but
it's quite similar. I mean, I don't know, because is it because I grew up with them that I love them? Because the newer generation love their generational songs.
I suppose so, yeah.
So I don't know if is it because the music was better then, or was there so much bad music but we've forgotten about?
Yeah.
And today's the same. Just the good ones will stand the test of time.
Yeah.
And the next generation will say the 2020s were the best years.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, we talk about good and bad and comparisons, but actually, I obviously I've got my preference, but to answer Gwen's question, my preference is live orchestral music.
Yeah.
So those days when you went to Bombay, and you know, what were the big studios like Sunny
Mehboob
Studios, and there's like Super Sound,
Filmistan.
They had all the orchestras playing in one room together, and they recorded that.
Yeah.
And when I used to play in Delhi, I used to play in the Punjab, in the Punjabi studio, the HMB studios in Delhi. We all played in one room, and there's something so much, you know, because all the musicians are on edge, and they're all they're all like.
I agree. There must be something in the soul.
The soul,
it's being poured out completely, rather than being on your own in the studio.
So then this album, all of the music in this album, all the melodies and all the arrangements are inspired by that sound. So I've used like santoor, bansuri, saxophone, and so, you know, when you haven't heard the final mixes, have you? So
we must.
We're gonna play it for you. Yeah. And then so Pyar Hua, how was that for you when I first sang you that? I mean, there was Pyar Hua. Let's talk about Pyar Hua and Rama.
Yeah.
Thanks. So when I first presented those songs to you, what was your initial sort of reaction?
I was very excited just to record and work with yourself. But when you gave us the compositions, I remember there were some difficult lines, so it was like, right, we've got to nail these. But we had so much fun.
It was one of my favourite days ever of being in a studio with you. I think you made the experience extremely not challenging, but like, okay, this is your task, and let's all work together to make this happen. And we felt responsible that, okay, look, we've been given a big task here, and we have to make sure that Kuljit's, you know, his dream of this song has to come out. But it was when you played those specific, I think those two definitely for me, those two duets, there's so much heart in them. The lyrics are beautiful. The expressions, you have so much fun playing with the expressions, and we did. It was magic, honestly.
No, thank you so much. And I knew that you would do an amazing job. That sounds arrogant, but I just, because they were for you. And it's like, you know, when you give something to somebody and they make it even better. But thank you so much for
thank you
for doing
thank
that.
You.
And then Rama or Rama also, because when I first, actually, that Rama or Rama was written by Preet Nihal, who you did meet, actually, sadly, he's no longer with us.
No.
And then Pyar Hua was written by Mangesh Gujjar.
We
Yeah.
met him.
Yeah, we met him as well, yeah. And so when I first, because I don't know if you know this, but I compose the tunes first, then I get the lyricist to write the lyrics on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when Preet said, I've got this idea, Rama or Rama, I thought it was going to be a religious song about Lord Rama. And it was more, because in that song it's more about, can you explain a little bit about what the lyrics?
It's like you're saying, oh my God, my heart's just
Yeah.
skipped a beat.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like it's an expression. It's not really saying Lord Ram. It's just saying, oh my God, I can't breathe because I'm in love with this man.
Yeah.
So it's dramatic but filmy and so much character.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
So, but yeah, no, thanks for bringing all those to life, and thanks for coming back.
No, and
to
also-
where you
My pleasure.
recorded it in
Yeah.
here, literally here.
But being back here, actually, I can relive that day. I don't know if you can.
No, I
but
can. Every time I come in this studio, actually, and the story you've told us about who's been here, who's recorded here.
There's such an
I always
amazing
feel-
energy in
I
this
feel
room.
that energy in
yeah.
here every
and
time
we're
I come
so can't believe how privileged we are to have contributed now to that energy. And when we come back here, we just feel like we're part of it now.
Thank you.
Thank
everybody.
you so
Thank you,
much.
Gwen. Thanks for having
Thank
us. Yeah.